the Truist Stadium here in downtown Winston-Salem. We apologize for the technical issues. We'll get the scoreboard graphic side of things fixed. Got to work out some bugs with the software. Yard Goats lead this one 2-0 in the bottom half of the first, one on, one out. Dion Tubbs led off the ball game with a base hit. Bryman Breakbull is at the plate now. The Wake Forest product. Dion at first, one out. Dion goes, pitch is grounded to third, no play at second. They'll get Breakbull at first for out number 2. Sounded like he splintered the bat there. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. Good job, Justin, for filling in as things hit the fan there at the top of that first inning. Let's recap what's happened in this bottom half while we were away. Dion lined a single to center. Tanner Bray lined out to left, and then Breakbull the ground out there to third. Caden Smith, the UNC Asheville Bulldog. And the cleanup man with a runner in scoring position here on the ground is short. It's going to get through, base hit. Tubbs getting the wave home. Here comes the throw. It's going to be way high, and that's going to allow Smith to make it into second with 2 down, and Carolina's cut the lead in half. It's 2-1.
Yeah, you talk about how high that throw was, and that kind of really gave Tubbs a very good, we talked about Tubbs had a lot of speed, and we talked about that before the game, but coming right home, and that kind of throw being wide kind of really helped, but with Tubbs with his speed, he was able to get there automatically.
Shortstop, number 31, Max Gustafson.
And here's Max Gustafson at Bryant University. Another man in scoring position here with still 2 down, and that one on the outside corner for strike 1.
Interesting to see how the batters approached. We were kind of down by the cage a little bit earlier, a little earlier today, and they were kind of really getting after it there. But these guys kind of had their first full team practice yesterday, but today was the first time that they really got to go through their game rhythm and kind of get ready to go for the season.
Oh, and 2 the count to Gustafson. Here it comes. 0-2 on the ground, slowly hit. Going to be a tough play. Good job by Jason Reyes to get over there and cover the bag for out number 3. But Carolina cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 after 1 in downtown Winston-Salem.
Welcome back to Disco Turkey Baseball on YouTube. Justin Zimmer here with you. Brett Wiseman as well as we get you ready for the top of inning number 2. Greensboro leads 2-1, and that brings up to the plate for the Yard Goats, Patrick Kuntz, as he comes up to the plate and get ready for inning number 2. Catchy winds up, and that pitch will be up high for ball number 1. Brett, we talked to Kurt Cabana earlier today. Kind of a limited pitch count tonight when we talked to him about for Caleb catching the first start.
Yeah, he was going to, from what we heard, was going to try and keep him to 2, maybe 3 innings. I just want to get everybody looks here in this first game. And, again, they got a number of guys that aren't in town yet, as that one's in for a strike. Number of guys that aren't in town yet, including Jordan Fisher coming over from Appalachian State. As they were knocked out of the Sun Belt tournament today, as that's grounded up the middle, fielded at second, throw on to first, and a good stretch over there for out number 1. But as we talked about, there's a number of guys that aren't here. Tyler Herkey from George Mason, they're still alive in the Colonial Athletic Association tournament. The Appalachian State product, Jordan Fisher. You've got Simon Llewellyn, who is still with Wake Forest. As they had their final game of pool play today in the ACC tournament, as they'd already been eliminated, but still had a pool game to finish. So, 1 down. And it's the pitcher slash DH, Jason Reyes at the plate, takes strike number 1. That's right there on the outside corner, strike 2. We saw some pretty good velo there in that first inning from Caleb Ketchie. Looks to me like he likes to live on the corners, and that one was down the middle. Reyes missed it and fouled it back.
Well, I think that's going to be a big asset for this pitching staff. Kind of have a guy who kind of live on the corner, who's going to really make the batters kind of go out and chase a little bit. And we kind of saw that very early on in the first inning of this ball game.
That's a check swing. That ball will roll just foul, wide of first. In the field tonight for Carolina, we'll spin you around the horn when we have a chance. Ketchie on the mound. Dino Tharp, a familiar face, a returnee at first base. You got Yates at second. Gustafson at short. Bray at third. And an outfield of Smith, Tubbs, and Breichel left to right. Jonathan Barham, the UNC Pembroke Brave, is behind the plate. And couldn't quite. Yes, he did. Okay, late call from the home plate umpire. He framed it well. Got the strikeout. 2 down.
Yeah, second strikeout out of the inning there. Very good job. They kind of still living on the edge. Jonathan Barham doing a great job kind of framing the pitching. And got 2 outs right there.
First pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1 to David Coffey. Or excuse me, that's Jeffrey Tiedemann, the extra hitter. So the Yard Goats hitting 10 tonight. That one misses outside 1-1. Again, we apologize for the lack of a scoreboard this evening. They'll listen to us.
Yeah,
It's like radio, just with video. That's outside 2-1.
Didn't want to you talk about the good job with the pitching there by Caleb Ketchie. And it's kind of, you talk about, we talked with Cabana, Coach Cabana earlier today, and kind of, it's really kind of the first time they really get to see these guys in game action because, as we mentioned, these guys are coming right off their college season. You still got some guys finishing up conference tournament business, including Jordan Fisher from App State, but, they got to get to come in, it's different like when the guys in season, but now they really get to evaluate them and kind of see where they can fit in the lineup, and that's going to be key the first week of the season.
2-out walk to Tiedemann. That'll bring in David Coffey, the third baseman. First pitch to him, misses outside, ball 1. We got action in the Carolina bullpen. A right-hander warming, I would assume that would be Kobe Van Bogart. No, it's not. It's Gavin Bird, the Catawba product. Number 4, the right-hander, is stretching and throwing out there in the bullpen down the right field line out of our view. Misses low and away, 2-1.
No deal. As birds are warming up, it's kind of you want to kind of get pitchers kind of going up early, so decent outing at least for Catchy. But you at least if you're the coaching staff, you're kind of at least getting to see multiple guys.
3-1 now. The count to Coffee. The man at first and 2 down. From the stretch. That's popped up. Out to shallow center. Tubbs is racing in, and he will call off the second baseman Yates and make the play for out number 3. Carolina strands a yard goat at first. They'll try and tie this thing up when we come back. We're back here at Truist Stadium, downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. Dino Tharp leads things off for Carolina as they trail at 2-1 here in the bottom half of inning number 2. First pitch from Reyes outside, ball 1.
Yeah, he got a nice warm welcome back when he came up to play one of the returners from last year's inaugural ball club.
Chase Locklear, one of those that welcomed us back. And one thing that I really wanted to touch on here early in our set of broadcasts for the summer, there's only 6 guys on this roster that are returning. Christian Ezel out of Brevard College, the catcher, Ben Tanneman, the pitcher as Chase Locklear, he's returning as well. Scout Nichols on the mound, and Tharp, one of them, pops that back and fouling out of play. And then Dion Tubbs. So only 6 returning players, 3 position players and 3 pitchers. And then Kobe Van Bogart, who played last season for the now defunct Martinsville Mustangs, or the Martinsville Ponies, I should say. Mustangs out of the CPL, that was their feeder team. That's now been merged into the Greensboro Monarchs organization. 2-2 the count to Tharp. Reyes delays, pitches on the outside corner, got Tharp looking.
A very good patient at bat there by Tharp, kind of waiting for his pitch, didn't see it, and stayed patient at the plate.
Here's Jonathan Barnum. The UNC Pembroke Brave, this is one of the guys, Justin, we were looking at in the cage. This guy has a power swing.
Yeah, he does, and he can really rip. He kind of gets that front foot down. He can really go. And we were talking to him afterwards. He came up and introduced himself to us. And I asked him, I said, how's it like? What's it like hitting with the wood bat? He goes, he likes it much better than the metal one.
Yeah, he said he actually prefers the wood bat over aluminum or metal.
So this is the perfect league for him. Wood bats all summer.
And then again, that's one thing that we try and stress. That's why these guys come here. They want to get those reps in with the wood bats. But for somebody like Jonathan, who prefers it, it's also fun.
Yeah, absolutely. He was
2-0 is fouled off his foot, 2-1.
And he was ripping it in the cage. He was really hitting the ball pretty good.
Yeah, there were a few guys. The first time we'd seen him take BP, first time two of us together had seen them take BP, and there were some guys that certainly caught eyes. Dion Tubbs never stops hitting. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
2-1. Check swing. Did he go? The appeal. Yes, he did. 2-2.
I think Dion had like 4 rounds of BP in there.
And Christian Ezel was a little bit late to the party. He also cut his hair, which was sad. The show flow that he had last year was a point of contention as that one misses up and in and behind Barham, 3-2.
It's opening night. There's 50 games this year. He can grow it out.
Hopefully. And I'll have to shave if the St. Louis Blues lose tonight.
Oh, dear.
Hopefully the playoff beard stays. 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back. Good rip.
Kind of what we talked about, kind of on his swing there, kind of got his foot down, was really trying to swing for power there, and that's kind of big for a catcher, and you kind of want that in kind of anywhere in the lineup, but really in a couple key positions, catcher, first base, third base, are kind of typically known for that power in their swing.
Especially hitting seventh in the lineup. I think Kurt Cabana might be giving him an opportunity to see if he can drive the ball in game. Maybe move him up the lineup card a little bit. Outside ball 4. Oh, it's a 1-out walk.
Well, anything kind of helps, even a walk kind of can really kind of prove to Coach Kurt Cabana there that he kind of can be patient a little bit. In some cases, you're going to want him to be patient in counts.
And here's one of the few left-handed bats on the entire roster. It's Grant Harris. He's the DH tonight.
Yeah, DH tonight, it comes out of a pretty good program out there at Carolina University with Coach Kurt Cabana on the coaching staff as an assistant. And you talk about they had a pretty good year, kind of got into the NGCA World Series out in Kansas City. They had a decent run and good year, and another opportunity to kind of work with Coach Cabana maybe a little bit more what they work on during the season.
0-1 the count to Harris. 0-1 in there, strike 2. And we've seen Kurt Cabana, we saw it last year, bring a lot of his players over from a really good JUCO program that he's built over there at Carolina University, which is only about a mile to our right from the ballpark. If that. Reyes is 0-2. Inside, got away, and Barham will advance to second, make the turn, and stop there. We promise we'll have a scoreboard for you tomorrow to some degree. And again, we apologize for the difficulties there in the first inning trying to get that going, but we'll have it for you tomorrow. We hope you enjoy opening night here, Yard Goats and Disco Turkeys. For one of the most beautiful ballparks in the country, Truist Stadium, downtown Winston-Salem. Harris swings and misses at that one, and he's down swinging 2 away.
Yeah, you talk about the beautiful ballpark. We have a great view from where we sit. We can look out. We see Winston Tower. It's a great view.
Winston Tower behind the video board there, the old Wachovia building.
Second baseman, number 1, Bentley Yates.
We got some kids out there on the hill having some fun next to the Appalachian Mountain Brewery, which I'm happy about.
A bunch of kids looking for some home run balls. They could get some throughout the year.
First pitch to Bentley Yates, misses outside, ball 1. Yates in the 9 hole. Tubbs on deck trying to flip the card over with a man in scoring position and 2 down on the 1-0 count. One 0 is chopped off Yates's foot and foul 1-1.
Yeah, Bentley Yates kind of comes from UNC Asheville, good D1 program up there. So the conference, again, a lot of these guys, we look at this roster, it's kind of a mix of D1, D2, JUCO, so it's really kind of a collection of college players that are kind of really coming down to North Carolina to really kind of work on some development, play some ball.
And it's more D1 guys than this roster had last year, taking nothing away from that roster as that is swung on and foul tipped into the mitt of the catcher, 1-2. But again, a lot more D1 guys than there were last year. And we were talking to owner Greg Sullivan about kind of how much leaner this roster looked. He even noted the clothing sizes to some of the uniforms that were ordered. How much leaner and more power this team had as Yates chops that one to short. Going to be a tough play. Throw is not in time. It gets away, and that's going to allow Barham to score. How about that?
Great play there. Really great base running IQ there. Kind of a tough throw there by Amato over to Ryan at third, and then as soon as that ball kind of got in the dirt and kind of got away from Ryan, Barham knew to go right home, and that's kind of that's great base running IQ, and that's what you really want to see from your young team.
You want to see that from your catcher too, the baseball IQ, as Dion Tubbs. There's that pink bat again, if you remember last year.
Yeah, that is neon pink too. That is a bright pink.
He and Kix Farrell fought over that bat a lot last summer, but it's very clear who got to keep it, as that's in there for strike one.
Yeah, Tubbs, pretty good base hit that first inning. First time up, kind of hit a line drive right down the middle. See what he's got this time up.
0-1. Laced over to third, fielded by Coffey, and the throw is in the dirt. Dion is safe. There's that speed again. 30 stolen bases last summer, a .430 average through most of the year at Carolina University after transferring over to play for Kirk Cabana in the college season.
You're about to say, he left Martinsville a year ago. Was with Martinsville a season ago, and then kind of came over to work with Kirk Cabana, and then they kind of worked together over at Carolina University. And you talk about, very good year from Carolina, 392.
He was talking to us in the cage. He said he was above 400 most of the year and dropped down the latter portion as that's in there, strike one to Tanner Bray. Shout out to Graham Tuck, one of our voices from last year. He played T-ball with Tanner Bray.
How about that?
0-1. Bray swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. 0-2.
I don't think I have any credential to match with T-ball with any of these guys.
Oh-2. And that misses high. 1-2. Reyes from the stretch. Tubbs at first. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2.
One of the interesting things I'm looking for in this opening series is kind of see how kind of guys develop at the plate. It's kind of the first time guys can really see, how kind of the first time they're really going to be able to see kind of like how they can really look. But, but again, this is a young team. This is the first time that these guys have played together. It's different when you watch a guy on film than when you see him on the dirt.
2-2 to Bray right on the outside corner. Got him looking, and that'll do it for inning number 2. But Carolina ties it up on the throwing error. 1 of 2 in the inning, and it's 2-2 after 2 into 3-3-6. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. Got a new pitcher on the mound for Carolina. It's the right-hander out of Catawba College, the Oak Ridge, North Carolina native, Gavin Bird, the 6-foot, 160-pound right-handed sophomore out there in Salisbury. In 5 games this year with Catawba after transferring over from the now defunct baseball program at North Carolina Central. 5 games, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a 7.36 ERA, and behind in the count, 2-0. He was a two-way player at Wesleyan Christian Academy at Oak Ridge. 6 wins on the mound, a 2.41 ERA, a 3.28 average at the plate back in 2019. Misses low, 3-0 now.
Again, this is kind of what Coach Cabana talked with you and I about today, and for our viewers, you're going to see a lot of these pitchers. You're going to see a lot of this early on. It's not going to be like the traditional, guy goes 7 innings, let the bullpen work. It's going to be a lot of pitchers going in and out of the game.
Ryan Dickens is in now, ahead of the count, 3-1 after the 3-0 strike call. And that is on the outside corner, 3-2. Good frame by Barham to get the call. And Dickens will have to make his way back to the plate. We'll see how that affects our home plate umpire.
Probably be less patient. It's kind of one of those things where you see a lot in the big leagues. Like, guy will walk over down the 90 feet, thinks he's got the walk, umpire calls him right back, and then patience the next pitch is a little lower than before.
3-2. Swung on and missed. Gavin Bird, strikeout in his first appearance as a Disco Turkey, 1 away. Now Bobby Amato, the shortstop. And that throwing error by him back in that last half inning accounted for that game-tying run. First pitch from Bird on the ground to third. It's booted, but the throw by Bray is going to be offline, and that's going to allow Amato to get to at least second. The throw. Oh, they got him. What a play in right to back that up by Breakbull.
Brightbull kind of knew as soon as that ball got away, he came right in, was able to throw it right over to second base. Big out there because you did not want to run in scoring position and have Bird work from the stretch early on in the season.
Coffee, it looked like just that he hesitated once the ball got away from Dino Tharp at first. As Bray recovered and the throw was there in time, but Tharp couldn't stretch. Breckbull just beelined it from his spot in right field, took the carom off the dugout, and threw a laser to second base for out number 2. First pitch to Eric Gonzalez is outside ball 1. That's back to the mound. Bird will pick it up, flip over to Dino Tharp, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Bird. Good stuff from number 4, and Carolina 2-2. They'll try and get the lead when we come back. The first third of the ball game. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Justin Zimmer. I believe we're supposed to have a dizzy bat contest there in between innings, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get that. It's one of my favorite things that happens at a baseball park on any given night. And here's Breckbull to lead things off. He made that big throw out in right last half inning. First pitch to him is on the outside corner of the breaking ball, strike 1.
He had a couple appearances at Wake Forest this year in their season 3 with 3 games, 2 for 3. And then last year played in the summer league last year, but was coming out of high school, rated as a top 1,000 prospect by Perfect Game, and he was the number 4 outfielder from Georgia. So he kind of brings in a lot of big addition to this ball club.
Huge addition to this ball club, as you said, top recruit and one of the better programs in the ACC, a 6 seed in Wake Forest. 0-2. Misses outside, 1-2. Well, he had him fooled on the off-speed pitches a few times. He went back to it on the third there, but to no avail. One, two. Upstairs, 2-2.
So far, Breakpool being very kind of patient with the count, kind of really, and it's kind of what you kind of really want from like a good leadoff hitter in any inning. Kind of be patient, kind of really want to work up the pitch count here because, Greensboro being a little more aggressive, kind of letting the pitchers go out a little bit more.
And Breakpool swings and misses at that one for out number one. It's a nasty breaking ball that time from Reyes to get the strikeout.
The batter's left fielder, number 17.
Caden Smith steps in now. First pitch to the UNC Asheville Bulldog is a ball, 1-0. That sure looked like a strike, but that might have been a classic case of the catcher didn't catch it, so it must be a ball.
It's kind of very interesting seeing like how Reyes is kind of attacking. Kind of more pitchers kind of nowadays think are more fastball. That it's not very heavy off-speed. Reyes, on the other hand, he's been very heavy on the off-speed pitches so far today.
There's another one right there, big overhand breaking ball that Smith was about a day and a half out in front of, 1-1. 1-1 count, one down here in the third. That misses outside, 2-1. Reyes from the windup, his 2-1 pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt of Gonzalez.
Got that a little bit off the edge of the bat as well. That's kind of really what made it kind of go out to about third base. So, kind of good, at least kind of good swing there, but just kind of got a little bit near the edge of the cork of the bat.
It's a full count now to Smith with one down. Here's the full count offering. Smith rips that one just foul down the left side.
Yeah, pretty good hit there. Center of the barrel. Just kind of, though, and kind of barely was foul there, but switching bats as well. I think he might have
splintered that one.
Yeah. That's what happens kind of when like a lot of these guys haven't really swung with wood bats, throughout their season, so they're kind of. I think it's still they're kind of getting used to how it feels to kind of swing the bat. The aluminum bat, it's a lot lighter. The wood bat's a little more heavier, so it takes a little more energy on the swing, but going with the nice maroon bat now.
3-2. That's in the air out to right. Sinking fast, but coming in to make the catch is Ryan Dickens for out number two.
Next up, shortstop, number 18, Max Gustafson.
Gustafson comes up. We talk about him. He's one of the D1 guys. Comes from a pretty perennial program in the Northeastern Conference in Bryant. Going to be incoming freshman there this fall.
And that is laced out to center field, just underneath it a little bit, as Braulio Diaz will make the catch for out number three. So that'll do it to the first third of the ball game. Tied 2-2 in Winston-Salem. We're back at Truist Stadium here downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. And 1-0 the count. Luke Wilhelm, the first baseman, at the plate. And swings and misses at that one, 1-1. Good off-speed stuff there from Bird, who we saw a lot of good from in that first half inning, Justin.
Yeah, I did. I thought he kind of came in, really kind of attacked, and really good in there. Got a strikeout, got grounded on that great error play there, but I thought his control was pretty good. So kind of a good first inning. You just hope now that he can build upon it heading into the second inning work for the ball game.
2-1, misses inside again, 3-1, but the last two, they're good misses, good spots.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those spots where, though it's technically ruled a ball, it's kind of on that edge where it kind of at least makes the batter think about it.
That's lined up the middle, no shot to get it. It's short, and it's in to center for a base hit.
Yeah, it brings up Marcus Riley. Had a walk in that first inning, but you'll probably see a double play adjustment here on defense from the Disco Turkeys. But again, I thought Bird had a good inning there. That pitch was pretty well located. And kind of still, kind of made the batter think about it.
Here's Marquise Riley now in a 2-2 game. Riley pops that one up left side, but it'll get out of play into the netting.
Ball bounced and returned home.
And Bray gave that one a look at third. And Scott Kirby will be turned back to the dugout. The offer is appreciated for more baseball, Scott, but scratch that. I believe that's Kirk Cabana wearing a new number.
Yeah.
31. 16 for Kirk Cabana last year. He might have changed it and not told us. He does that sometimes. He'll surprise you with things. Like you surprised Brian Coleman with a pitching appearance last year, who some may know as Boogie.
We were talking to him a couple of days ago. He was telling us about that. You were telling me they realized his arm was good enough. They gave him a bullpen session, and then he came in.
That pitch was in the dirt, and Barham could not find it. It didn't get far enough away initially for the runner to advance, but as soon as Barham kept looking around for it, Wilhelm took off, and now a visit to the mound.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough play there. As you saw there, it kind of got near the edge between the dirt and the grass, and Barham was kind of looked around. He kind of thought it was more closer to his feet, and it was interesting because normally the runner goes right away, when it's kind of in that situation, but very different approach by Wyam. Kind of waited around until he actually knew that Barham was having trouble looking for it. Then he went.
I think he was waiting to see if he would actually find it.
Yeah.
And once he took too long, he figured he might as well take off. A runner in scoring position, nobody out in a 1-1 count. And Riley in the air to left. Play made out there by Breichbull. Or excuse me, that's Smith out there in left for out number 1.
Yeah, it was interesting that, Wyam had such a very aggressive lead, though, to tag up. And honestly, I don't. If he was going to tag up, I think it was too aggressive for him to come back and then run back to third.
Yeah, it's only 315 feet down that left field line, so not a whole lot of room to turn around and tag up and take off.
I think if ideally you're going to tag up in this ballpark, I think you really got to focus more on left center or right center or just dead center. So that's kind of, the wall kind of gets a little more deep there. You look on the right field side, it's kind of a little more like Angel Stadium out at Anaheim or Dodge Stadium with like that little low fencing.
1-0. That's lined into center. Dion hustling over. He can't get there. He cuts it off and now bobbles it. It's going to hit onto the warning track, and that will allow Wilhelm to score. And Diaz to second now with a 1-out RBI double, and Greensboro back in front, 3-2.
Yeah, brings up Patrick Kuntz. Kind of ground out there in his first at bat.
Kuntz in the air, or on the ground rather, to first to Dino Thorpe with a one heck of a play right there for out number 2.
Yeah, very good. Very good play there, kind of by Thorpe. Kind of got out a little bit near that line. Kind of grabbed that ball, run right back. Good speed there. 2 outs.
And Diaz advances to third on that. Here's Jason Reyes. First pitch to him. That's lined into center. That's going to drop in, base hit. Diaz will score, and it's a 4-2 Greensboro lead now. Now waiting on the lights to come on here at Truist Stadium.
You're just hoping it's not like a light, I mean, right now the weather's perfect. 74 degrees. You just hope as you get later in the night, those lights come on. The last thing you want is a light delay on opening night. I mean, you and I can fill time though, so we'll keep you here.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure.
First pitch from Bird is in there, 0-1. Won't be like, was it Mavericks Warriors the other night
Yeah.
when the roof caved in? The first time I've ever seen an NBA rain delay.
No tarp though.
0-1 is lined into right. Reichel on the run, makes the catch, and the side retired. Good running catch just out of view there by Reichel to end the inning. But not before Greensboro adds 2 more to take a 4-2 lead. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Justin Zimmer. Tharp leads things off for Carolina and pops that one straight up in the air right side. It'll get out of play and into the Carolina dugout. Look out, Boogie.
Well, Boogie moved just in time.
And Boogie was on top of the Carolina dugout a second ago with the famous YMCA spelling out.
I mean, Boogie did graduate, like, first grade, so.
He did graduate first grade, according to public address announcer Ken Winfrey, who's been known to fabricate things sometimes, but that might be one of the more factual things Ken's ever said.
I mean, we might as well bring Boogie up in here. We got room behind us.
Yeah, we have room. He made an appearance last summer. Actually, he kicked the door open on us.
We just don't tell Boogie the code to get in here.
0-2 is up and away, 1-2 to Dino Tharp. One-two to Dino. Foul tipped into the dirt.
Yeah, he got a very good piece of that right off that middle of that bat.
Able to stay alive on that one. 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Yard Goats. 2 runs, 2 hits, and the 1 error for Carolina. Another 1-2 to Dino Tharp. Swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch, had him out in front of it, 1 down.
Well, Brett, talking about that during the break, kind of a lot about that off-speed stuff, and I think for the young college guys here, I think they're kind of having, I don't want to say trouble adapting to, because they see a lot more, they see it off-speed all season long, but I think very rarely in college, Brett, you have to say with Marshall here, a guy that throws heavy off-speed like the whole game.
You very rarely see a guy that throws kind of we'll say Jamie Moyer style.
Yeah.
Maxing out at, 85. That's up and in there, strike 1 to Barham.
I was thinking of CLA Meredith.
There you go.
Like the pitcher for 2010, with the sidearm kind of, he threw a lot of off speed and.
Randy Choate.
Yeah.
0-1. Barham in the air to left, got under it just a bit. Play made, 2 down. Almost. If you could have squared that one up just a little bit more, could have gotten it over the short porch out there.
As you said about that short porch, about 315. That's pretty. I think we're going to see a lot of balls out there in left field hopefully this year.
Especially with the increased power this roster has this summer. Here's Harris. On the ground to second. Up, throw in time to get Harris at a 1-2-3 4th inning for Reyes. We head to the 5th with Carolina trailing 4-2. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Justin Zimmer. Gavin Bird back out for his third inning of work. If you're just joining us, it's non-disco demolition night here at the ballpark. As the disco turkeys are taking a page out of the venerable Bill Vex book of tricks, the former owner of the Chicago White Sox, of whom the tenant of this ballpark, the Winston-Salem Dash, are an affiliate. Veck in 1977 teamed up with a local radio station in Chicago for Disco Demolition Night. $1 admission for anyone who brought a disco vinyl, which in between games of a doubleheader, so you got $1 admission to both games of the doubleheader. First pitch from Bird is in there, strike one to Tideman. It's $1 admission to anyone who brought a vinyl. In between the doubleheader, the vinyls were to be blown up in center field, and that's in there, strike two, which turned out to be a raging, ravaging, and rousing disaster as it turned into a riot of 18 to 24-year-olds at Comiskey Park. That hopefully is not going to be the case tonight as Tiedemann lines that of the left field base hit.
Yeah, there's not room in center field, but there is room for extracurricular activities in the parking lots.
There is room for, hopefully we don't destroy the outfield. I kid you not, kids. Go back and research this because it was that much of a fiasco.
Yeah, give the kids homework.
They had to resod the outfield at Comiskey Park because it was that messed up.
Yeah, Professor Brett giving out homework night one.
Head over to YouTube, which you're watching us on it anyway. Somebody's probably at least had to have uploaded that very famous, very, very famous clip. Bob Costas actually that's on the ground is second. 6, 4, 3, double play, 2 down.
First one of the year.
First double play of the year. How about it?
And if you're Gavin Birdie, even though like your outing is limited tonight, like we talked to Kurt Cabana about that beforehand, so you still, that's a good confidence boost, at least to kind of build confidence with the guys behind you in the field. Got clipped there a little bit on that swing.
That's on the ground. Back to the mound. Bird will field and throw on to first, and that will retire the side. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Halfway through this one, Greensboro leads Carolina 4-2. We're back here in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Justin Zimmer. The middle of the fifth inning brought to you by Disco Turkey sponsor Ray's Pest Control as Kurt Cabana tackled a cockroach in front of the dugout. And public address announcer Ken Winfrey going after Golden Corral, saying that that's where they found the roach.
Easy.
If there was ever a place to catch salmonella, that's it. 2-0 the count.
Easy.
They're not paying us. I can say these things.
They might be. You never know. They could eventually.
They could. But they're not now.
Yep.
2-0 the count to Bentley Yates, and he swings and misses it as much of a fastball as a fastball that Reyes could throw. 2-1.
Yeah, I think that was his first fastball of the night that I can just.
It's the first thing I've seen him throw all night that's straight.
Yep.
2-1 as the count as the lights have come on here at Truist Stadium. Yates swings and misses out in front of an off-speed pitch. 2-2.
They got someone warming up in the bullpen right now for Greensboro, Jeff Reinhardt. So we'll see how much longer Reyes.
Yates up the middle, off the glove of Reyes. Fielded it short and throw on to first. The stretch, they got him. Nice play up the middle. Amato the throw, Wilhelm the stretch. And again, it looks like the lefty.
Next up, the man who's never met a base. He didn't like to steal. Center fielder, number 3.
Jeff Reinhardt, number 3, the lefty.
More of a long toss warm, like watching him now. Can't really sit up on our camera there, but from what we're seeing off our kind of feed here, kind of more of a long toss approach to his warm, not the traditional, on the mound throwing. He's kind of doing more of a long toss.
A lot of times that can happen when you're starting to stretch and toss a little bit. Pitch to Dion in there, 1-1. 0-2 now, I should say.
Right off the curveball there.
Dion 1 for 2 on the night, a single and reached on an error. As we're back to the top of the lineup. 0-2 to Dion. That's sliced right to the second baseman, Marquise Riley, who has to make a lunging catch for out number 2. He squared that one up, but right at Riley. See, when that happens to me in MLB The Show, those are the times when I want to just slam the controller.
Yeah, you talk about that play there. I think if he squared that up, that was a great hit off the bat. And then Riley just there, like, boom, right there, gets it. That got to give Dion Tubbs credit. That was a very good hit off the middle
If he
of the bat.
squares that up a little bit more, it's getting through the hole.
Yeah.
Here's Bray, and that one hit him. Oh, as soon as Bray gets into the box, he's clipped on the shirt. And that will very quickly bring Barham to the plate, Breakbull to the plate. Perman Breakbull at a Wake Forest University. That was one of those guys, Justin, we were looking at in the cage, and heads were turning.
I mean, I was impressed with his swing, and you and I have been around the cage, different universities, I was very impressed with his swing and what I saw.
First pitch to him is chopped down in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play, and the throw is in time. Good play by Gonzalez to get out of the crouch and throw out. Breakbull. No runs, no hits, no one left. 1-2-3 goes Carolina. And we'll tell you about a defensive replacement entering the game when we come back. Carolina trails 4-2 after 5. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Holy substitutions, Batman. Welcome to the 6th inning of summer baseball. Kirk Amanda did say before the game when we were talking to him that about 5 innings for those who started the game. So as we enter the 6th inning now, let's get you caught up on him. Garrett Leftwich, the lefty from Southwest Virginia Community College on the mound. Or excuse me, the right-hander, I should say. Aiden Edwards, the East Carolina Pirate, behind the plate. Aiden McAllister has entered the game at third base as the first pitch from Leftwich misses outside, ball 1. McAllister out of Hofstra. And the Samford product, Nicholas Noto, number 44, is at second. And misses outside, 2-0.
Oh, yeah, you talk about all the substitutions. Got my scorebook busy.
Welcome to summer ball, Justin.
Yep.
Get used to it. That's why we love it, though. 2-0.
Yes, absolutely.
Inside, nearly clipped him. That's Gonzalez at the plate. The catcher, 3-4-5, due up for Greensboro. 3-0 count. Leftwich is offering. Taking all the way is Gonzalez, and he takes ball 4. So a leadoff walk, and Justin, as you know, those rarely turn out well.
Yeah. You know, and it's kind of one of those things, especially for a new pitcher, and you know, this is kind of a good chance for Kirk Cabana, AJ Lewis to kind of see how a pitcher handles from the stretch.
And misses outside, ball 1 to Wilhelm.
And that's kind of one of the things that you really want to see with a young pitcher, Brent, at least in my opinion, is you know, you obviously want to see how a guy does with no runners on base, but more times than not, I think you're going to be tested more from the stretch. You want to see how he handles, how's his composure. So we're going to see that. We're seeing that right away now.
And 6 straight balls to start the outing as that one misses inside, 2-0. And misses inside, 3-0 now. Inside, ball 4, back-to-back walks and 8 straight balls to start the Disco Turkey career of Garrett Leftwich. And already, I believe that's Ben Tanneman that's making his way out to the bullpen to get loose. And A.J. Lewis is going to go have a conversation with Leftwich.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things. But you know, at this point, you want to keep his confidence up. So just kind of one of those like positive pep talks. Be like, hey, listen, you know what you're doing here. But you know, it kind of rough outing at least at the start. But you know, he can turn around. He's a good pitcher. So this is kind of just one of those like, hey, boost the confidence up. Let's maybe change the signs up a little bit with the strikes and go from there.
There's no pitch com to go off of here. So
yeah. I think that's one of the challenges though, like for these guys, like they're coming from like their colleges, and that's kind of been one of the big changes over the years, you know, at least the past couple of years, is the pitch com. You know, you used to have the catcher used to go down, you know, 2-1, you know, that'd be you know, maybe fastball, slider, depending on
and
the pitch.
it was a lot more. It was used in college a little bit more than it was used, you know, other places, say the big league level.
Right. But, you know, if you've used PitchCom all year, now PitchCom's taken away. I think it's kind of one of those things where maybe it's like a sign, lack of sign communication. Guys trying to learn the signs.
Also working with a catcher you've never worked with before, so. And that misses way up and away, 9 straight outside of the strike zone as back-to-back walks have brought Marquise Riley to the dish. With 2 on and nobody out. 1-0 outside, 2-0. And now it's Chase Locklear that's up and loosening. Ben Tanneman standing on standby. That's in there, strike one. There you go, Garrett.
That's what he needed there. Like, I think when a pitcher's struggling like that, he kind of just needs that first strike to kind of get called. And you're hoping that kind of can get the confidence boosted.
You saw the delivery right there. He went much more overhand. There's a big overhand breaking ball in, 2-2.
That was nasty. Great pitch right there. Kind of came right up and in, kind of more like an 11-5 curve for
Not
strike
quite
two.
at 12-6, but you said 11-5. I think, yeah, that sounds about right. 2-2. And Riley will just take a whack at that one and hit it foul.
Yeah, did the same thing right there again. You saw that 11-5 curve, and then Riley kind of figured that now that was in the repertoire, so kind of tried to hit it off on the top of that curve.
Two count with nobody out, 2 on. Leftwich from the stretch. And that's lined into left. That's down, base hit. Score at least one. Throw into second will be cut off. Advancing to third is Wilhelm. And 5-2 with the Greensboro lead now.
Got a tough play there, kind of coming on the field, and I thought Tubbs kind of did a good job trying to just kind of let the ball come to him, and that's kind of one of those plays, Brent, where I think it's a higher risk for error because it kind of if you miss time it, though, that could allow more runs. So good job just getting right there, at least getting the one, but and not compounding the inning and make the damage worse.
And pickoff move to first to no avail, but you said it right there. And the key, especially in this half inning, it's going to be limiting the damage. Swing and a miss by Diaz, 1-1. 0-1. Leftwich from the stretch. The 0-1 offering is a breaking ball on the ground. The short should be 2. 6, 4, and not in time at first. Run scores to make it 6-2 on the fielder's choice, which we'll call it for now. Official score, Justin Zimmer, would you give that an E4?
I would probably at least, probably E4 there a little bit, but at least, I'd probably go a 6-4 E4.
As Tharp couldn't quite stay on the bag at first. And now that is blasted out to right. Back is Bright Bull, and it's going to go kick off the sidewall and bounce into the grounds crew area for a ground rule double.
That's a tough ball to feel out there in right field. We were kind of out there a little bit, though, watching by the cage. And it's kind of odd because you kind of have like a little bit of a high little bit chunk there, like deep in that quarter. That's where Burkeboro was on that play. And then it kind of just gets out soft. And so as we're going to move the camera over to the right so you kind of can see a little more of the view there. So you're looking at on your monitor, there's that big wall right by that foul post right up there. And then it kind of gets a little bit lower. So that ball hits off the top. And if you're break ball, that's kind of a very tough place to kind of feel because you're trying to at least get a good read on it, and then as soon as it bounced off, it went right into the right for a ground rule double.
The second and third still only 1 out in the inning, and that is flared out to shallow center, and that is diving catch by Dion Tubbs. The run's gonna score, but what a play! Oh baby!
Good, big enough play. It kind of,
Such a good play that the lights went out on the broadcast booth.
They were onto the tub. Just great play. Kind of comes right in with that speed, grabs it, and then, again, you still allow a run, and then now we're
They do that. They'll turn on and off, to my knowledge at least. Happened last year. So 2 down. Here's Tiedemann, the extra hitter. That's inside ball 1 from left witch. Locklear still loosening in the Carolina bullpen. Ben Tanneman over there as well, not warming up, but on standby to make sure no baseballs go awry.
Yeah, that's the challenge with the bullpen right by the field.
That's a breaking ball from Leftwich that didn't miss by much, 1-1. Or 2-0, I should say. Low and away, 3-0 now. Three-0 pitch is in there, strike 1. Good fastball outer half. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. Behind it, 3-2.
Again, I think he kind of needs a couple of those strikes. At least what we've seen so far. I think he kind of needs a couple strikes, kind of gets into it, and then as soon as he, I think, gets a strike, then he kind of really gets going.
Here comes the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. And first and second now 2 down.
Yeah, man, that was kind of a good at bat there. He kind of got down very early on in the count, and then he kind of fought back with some strikes. So, even though he allowed a base runner, you just want to see him kind of fight back, and that was fight back from being behind in the count.
Here's strike 1 to David Coffey. Really good fastball there on the outer half for strike number 1. Leftwich from the stretch again. The 0-1 is to the backstop. Edwards able to find it in time, but not before. Both runners advanced to second and third, respectively, here, with still 2 away.
Yeah, tough pitch up there. Kind of like a bit of a high pass ball. Kind of comes right on over, but if you're Carolina, just hoping for a little bit of a ground ball here. First base wide open.
Is inside, 2-1. Looked like a good spot from up here.
Yeah, I thought the pitch looked great from up here. Kind of a little bit on that upper edge. Kind of a little bit, maybe a little bit low into the strike zone, but again, not called at.
Two and 1 the count. That's in the dirt now. 3-1 as Leftwich struggling here in the 6th inning. Chase Locklear is up and ready to go, standing at the edge of the Carolina bullpen. And now he heads back to the bump out there. The 3-1. Swung on and missed, 3-2. The big pitch right here, trying to keep Carolina in the ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those inflection points in this ball game, and you just hope that kind of just get it right down the middle, and just get a big swing and a miss.
And it's outside, ball 4, and the base is now loaded. And we'll see if Kirk Cabana makes the move. A.J. Lewis will step out of the dugout. And in comes Chase Locklear. Locklear come on from Carolina with the bases loaded, 2 down. And all runners the responsibility of Garrett Leftwich. See if Locklear can get Carolina out of the jam and stay in the ball game. after this. And we're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. Yard Goats lead the Carolina Disco Turkeys 7-2. In the bottom half of the sixth inning, and Chase Locklear to the mound, trying to get Carolina out of the jam here.
Yeah, Locklear comes in from Carolina University. 12 games played on the year, 11.1, 18 hits, 14 runs, 14 earned, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, at 11.12 ERA.
One of the returnees from a year ago for these Disco Turkeys. And that misses in the dirt. Ball one.
You know, he kind of comes in. I mean, this is a tough situation for any pitcher to inherit. You know, when it's bases loaded, at this point you just gotta hope just get a strike. Basically, it's a force at any base at this point. So you just gotta get a ground ball, get it field cleanly, get it to first, or any base for that matter. Just get the ball field cleanly.
1-0. Upstairs 2-0. Chase welcomed all of us back before the game. Welcome Justin, newly added to the ball club.
Yeah, we enjoyed talking to him before the game. He was good to talk to. We had a nice little conversation with him.
It's a 2-1 count now. 7-2 Greensboro lead. That's in the dirt. Back pick to first, and if Dino Tharp was covering, that would have been an out.
Yeah, I think Tharp was in the position there of kind of like waiting to, I think he was waiting for the play to start a little bit further back, and so.
Yeah, no fault to Dino there.
No, I mean
can't be expecting a back pick at that point.
Right, and its base is loaded as well, so normally you don't really get the pick. So I think Dino, credit to him. He kind of did the
right thing by
just
stopping that, and that swung on and missed. And it's a full count now.
The lead was aggressive there by Coffey, but I can't blame Dino for that. That he was kind of in the right spot.
Yeah, it was aggressive secondary lead,
yeah.
But I think Dino's in the right there just to knock that thing down. And Locklear steps off in between pitches here on the 3-2. Full count offering. And that's ripped into left center. Tubbs on the move. Oh, he made the catch! Are you kidding me, Dion? It's like he never left.
What a play!
Dion Tubbs, welcome back to a Carolina Disco Turkey uniform, my friend. Another spectacular catch, running that one down in the alley in left center to save at least 2, if not 3 runs, and keep this a 7-2 ball game. Carolina looks to put a dent in that lead when we come back. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem on non-disco demolition night. Now, I don't know if the CDs and vinyl are going to be blown up after the game. I doubt it.
I
I
doubt.
highly doubt it. I doubt that the Winston-Salem Dash, an affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, would allow that to happen. I don't know how your Justin Bieber, Maroon 5, etc. CDs and vinyl are going to be destroyed. Fans did vote.
I'll just say this. There was a lot of room for extracurricular activity out in the parking lot. Tons of room.
There's lots of room for, I'm not going to say nefarious activity. We'll just say, we'll go with extracurricular. That'll work. Brian Coleman shining in on the live chat. Yeah, miss you too, Boogie. Brian Coleman chiming in from the, where are you? Cape Cod League now? I don't know.
Yeah, we like the comments, so if you want to, we can, we'll
Chad
say.
Wilhelm watching. Kim Joes from the Philippines. Family of Luke Wilhelm at first base. From the Philippines.
About like 9 a.m. over there. 9 or 10.
I don't know what the time difference is over there. Maybe she can tell us. Yeah, Brian's moving up to the Cape Cod Baseball League. How about that? Maybe he'll be in Summer Catch 2. Which is a terrible movie, by the way, just to let you know. Far less about the Cape Cod League as it is about, being a chick flick romance novel. Summer Catch and Fever Pitch, if you're looking for good baseball movies, don't pick either of those. Although Brian Coleman would probably make a very good option for Summer Catch 2. The 1-2 to Dino Tharp is outside. Excuse me, that's not Dino Tharp. What are you doing, Brett? It's Caden Smith. And a 2-2 count. You're distracting me, Brian. Yeah. Turk forever, my friend. Miss you. Hey, remember that time you pitched? That was fun. 2-2. Lined into right, and that is going to fall. Base hit, Caden Smith. A leadoff runner on for Carolina here in the bottom half of the sixth, trying to put a dent in this lead.
Yeah, I was kind of a little bit out there in shallow right field, and so, Dickens had to kind of come in a little bit, and then just kind of came in and got the base hit up there.
The High Toms could not handle the submarine, says Brian Coleman. I am never going to forget, the bullpen we gave you, Boogie. 2021 Boogie, that is. We gave him the bullpen. Kurt Cabana said, yeah, it looks good.
In you go.
In you go. Against a Coastal Play League team. And we took him out for barbecue afterwards and had to ice him down on his elbow with 6 different sweet teas. That misses inside to Gustafson, ball 1.
I mean, it's tough if you're Boogie.
Well, that was not the only time that Boogie pitched. The other time was in the suit. He was just caught with spider tack.
Remember the good old days of
Yeah, remember when there were no substance checks? That was fun. Remember when you could wear sunscreen on a baseball diamond? That's in the dirt. Smith's going to take off for second. He's in there, and now double-barreled action in the Greensboro bullpen as Reyes might be starting to reach the end of the gas tank.
Yeah, they had one warming up there about a couple innings. He sat down, so we got 2 up, and that's gonna be interesting to see when they decide to pull the trigger there. You look at his pitch count right now for Reyes. It's getting up to about 5th inning of work. Got to be well over about 90, 95 pitches. Probably maybe heading more towards 100. Actually, 76 pitches, so about 80. Decent outing.
A 2-1 count now, or 2-2 count, I should say. To Max Gustafson. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch. Had Gustafson out in front of it. And that's out number 1.
It brings Thorpe up to the plate there. 6 strikeouts on the day so far for 6 strikeouts on the day for
and I believe that's going to do it for Reyes. There's still 1 runner on base. That's his responsibility. Hey, kicks Farrell chiming in. Former Disco Turkey from last year in a West Texas A&M. Down there on the Lone Star State. Good to hear from you, brother. We'll take a break here as the Yard Goats make a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new arm right after this. New pitcher for Greensboro, that's Jeff Reinhardt, the lefty who'd been up for at least a couple of innings, Justin, and we'll see what the lefty's got in his bag of tricks with a runner in scoring position at second in the form of Caden Smith. Hey, Kicks, missed you too, brother.
It's kind of...
Once a Turk, always a Turk, my friend.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting there. He's been up for about 30 minutes, about 30 to 40 minutes actual time. So we're going to see. I'm interested to see how long does he go. My gut would probably say maybe finish out this inning. But, and it's kind of a very interesting situation when you have a pitcher sitting around for about 30 minutes and you put him right in the game.
I think that'd be the thinking is you just try and get try and get him through the bottom half of the sixth inning here.
First baseman, number 13, Dino Clark.
I mean, if he was running for about 10 or 15 minutes, then you maybe look at, shorter span. But this is an interesting scenario when you have a guy up for about almost half an hour.
And Dino Tharp swings and misses. That's strike one. Runner at second, one out. Dino on the ground to first. Fielded cleanly by Wilhelm. He'll step over to the bag and record out number 2. Smith advances to third on the play. And that'll bring up Aiden Edwards for his Disco Turkey batting debut. Edwards, the East Carolina Pirate. One of the best programs, not only in the area, or in the state, but consistently one of the more competitive programs in all of college baseball. We saw Austin St. Laurent come from that program last year, play here in Carolina, here in Winston-Salem. Parlay that into a transfer to Appalachian State, where he ended up as the Sun Belt Freshman of the Year. First pitch to Edwards is on the ground, back to the mound, and efficient from Reinhardt as just a handful of pitches get him out of the sixth inning. Greensboro continues to lead 7-2 as we head to the back third of the ball game. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Be back with you same time tomorrow night as the Disco Turkeys battle the Kingsmen for the first time ever.
We'll see them multiple times throughout this season, and next Thursday night, they're our first barnstorming game.
That they are.
Out in Hickory, North Carolina.
LP Franz Stadium, home of the Crawdads. Got those home games at Forbush High School out in next door to my parents' house in Yadkinville. I'm serious. It's next door to their house.
Yeah, I drove up there yesterday. I didn't, it's a decent facility, and we're up there next weekend when I believe the Dash are home.
Dash will be at home next weekend. I'll be here helping them out with some things and try and make it over to Yadkinville as well. New pitcher for Carolina has been Tanneman. Familiar face and name to some of you, the Husson University product, and one of those 6 returning Disco Turkey players.
Travels the furthest of this ball club out from West Hills, California. We'll give you his line for the year. He went three games pitched, 0-0, no saves, 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 6 runs, 3 runs, one walk, and 1 strikeout.
No decisions on the record from him. And he's ahead in the count 0-1, and that breaking ball misses down. One thing you'll notice from him, it's not that he's a slow worker, it's that his delivery is deceptively slow. That does not mean the velocity isn't there. 1-1. Breaking ball in the air. Left side. Bray will settle under it, make the catch in foul territory. Excuse me, that's not Bray, that's McAllister over there to make the catch. The pride of Hofstra University. Let's play the game of famous alumni, Justin.
All right. I actually almost went to Hofstra.
Name me the NFL All-Pro wide receiver
great.
who went to the now defunct Hofstra football program.
Oh, crap. All pro wide. What conference are we going here for?
You want me to give you an NFC or AFC?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go NFC South.
NFC
Go
South.
narrow it down to 4 for you.
Whew. Do I have to guess the team?
You have to guess the team and the player.
I-
Yeah,
Well, I don't know the player.
that would be Marcus Colston
All right, New Orleans.
of the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
Yes.
My aunt went to Hofstra.
Well done, Pugsley. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, incoming freshman at Hofstra.
Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-0 as Bobby Amato was retired on that pop out. And Kirk Cabana's hat came off trying to get that foul ball, so we apologize that all of you just saw his extremely bald head. We're allowed to do that. He likes us. In the dirt, 3-0.
He likes you. He's still getting to know me. I mean, so far so good. I'm taking it. Don't want to find the skipper.
Gonzalez on the 3-0 lines that into left. That'll get down and get to the wall. And the yard goat backstop has a 1-out double.
Yeah, he waited there for a second before he went. I think because he kind of see like if it was going to bounce off the wall, because that happens at some ballparks, where like the ball will go out to left and then it just will bounce off the wall.
So you want to watch and play where that carom is going to be.
Yeah, if I were out there, I probably would play it a little bit more off that. There's like a little bit of a scoreboard there, kind of at least play it off there, but.
Yeah, there's that LED board that is not on when the Disco Turkeys play here, but the Winston-Salem Dash do it is. But first pitch is low, ball one. It's a Wilhelm.
I mean, this is a phenomenal ballpark that we get to that the Disco Turkeys use. This is great, and this is it was my first time going to game here. This is phenomenal.
Strike one outside corner from Tanneman. Now you'll learn there are not many ballparks more beautiful than this, not just in minor league baseball around the country, but especially at this level in summer ball. We'll go to some cool places, though. Mooresville Spinners have a nice, quaint little ballpark. We'll go to Hickory to LP Franz Stadium, that historic ballpark.
We're going a lot of places on this journey with this team.
Go to Greensboro.
A couple games out at Truist Point.
In High Point, home of the Rockers of the Atlantic League, as that misses outside 3-1. Making a point one of these days to mark it off my bucket list. Go to every minor league ballpark in the state. On the ground, a short, fielded by Gustafson, and the throw on to first is in time for out number 2. I'll tell you what, number 18 over there at short has got some quick hands and quick feet and good range.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that we were talking to before the game, bro. We talked to him in the cage, and going into a perennial program like Bryant, the team that's going to contend a lot in the Northeastern Conference. So this is a big opportunity for him to kind of maybe get a jump on playing like some college competition.
Playing with and against some D1 guys. Tonight he's playing against the Yard Goats out of the Triad Adult Baseball League. So retired guys or those that are over 18 and just want to play. That's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Edwards, as it would have been the 8th run of the night had it gotten past him. It's ball 2-0. Tanneman from the stretch. He's got the sign he wants from Edwards. And the 2-0. On the ground, foul, right side, 2-1. Tanneman trying to fade that runner at third and keep this a 5-run deficit as that's fouled back by Riley. 2-2 count. No action in either bullpen as we're into the back third of the ball game, top half of the 7th.
Well, Coach Cabana told you and I before the game they're going to use about 6 pitchers tonight, so they're about 5. So we might see one more coming about 8th or 9th inning.
2-2. Just missed outside, 3-2. Boy, that looked good from up here. Full count pitch. Reyes on the ground, out to second. Noto will field and throw to first in time. Side retired. Carolina's got 9 outs to get at least 5 runs. That clock starts when we come back. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. In between innings, Nicholas Noto, who made the last out and was on deck, went second here in the inning, saying, "Take me out to the ball game," but Justin, he forgot the middle verse.
I mean,
Nicholas.
it's opening night. Good performance.
I mean, yeah, he probably had some opening night jitters. I
Yeah.
get it, but man, I was going to give him a really good. I was going to tell the control room to give him a really good walk-up song too.
Oh, he loses that now?
Oh, he's got to hit the verse in front of me to get it back.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, it has to be in front of you. Okay.
yes. Oh, I have to be witness.
Okay.
I was going to give him the walk-up song back. If he gets a knock here, he gets it back.
All right.
If he gets on base. It's all in good fun.
Yep, and as Boogie's out in front of us now taking selfies.
Yeah, Boogie's getting all the attention, and his velvet-suited handler is in for one this season to handle the guy in that suit. Kids love, everybody loves Boogie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Young and old, in the middle.
A lot of cats tomorrow night at the ballpark.
Yeah, it's Saturday Night Fever tomorrow night. 0-1 is lined to short, a wicked hop, but it's taken somehow by Amato, and the throw on to first is in time.
All right, here's the man that you posed the challenge to, Nicholas Noto.
Now at BP, we saw him first 2 or 3 pitches of every session he had, he bunted.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was interesting too.
we'll see if that's on here. Takes in the dirt ball 1. The top half of the 7th inning. Carolina trails 7-2. Noto pops that foul back 1-1. They're not bunting, at least not yet. Eves chiming in, loving the ball game. Thank you, sir. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Oh, that's a really good take right there. 2-1.
Yeah, good take as we talk about Rivera back in for a second. Reinhardt in for a second inning of work. So, but I think first real breaking ball we've seen from him. Unlike Jason Rivera's, where we constantly saw breaking balls.
Low. Now 3-1 is the count. Hitters count. Noto swinging away, lines that into the gap. You got your walk-up song back. Noto heading for second. He's going to make the turn and head for third. Here's the throw. It's not even going to be close.
Hit him.
It's a it's a one-out triple for Nicholas Noto. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that was a great hit there, and Coach Cabana was kind of waving him home originally, and then had to hold up, put the brakes on it.
He almost overslid the bag at third. He was running that hard. And speaking of speed, here's Dion Tubbs. Left on left matchup. And Dion hits both arms very well. He takes strike 1. See if he can slash one through that big hole there on the left side. As the infield is shifted to the right. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. One thing that hitting coach Scott Kirby was talking to Dion about, Justin, before we walked away from the cage, was trying to hit the ball the other way. Focusing in, letting it travel, and slashing it the opposite way.
Yeah, man, I think I think that's gonna be the thing we're gonna see. I think a lot from him from the cage. And I think that's kind of the good thing about like the first kind of day. We kind of really get to see how guys kind of with new coaching what they're gonna be focused on. So I think that's gonna be one that they're gonna really touch on.
2-1 the count. Dion in the air, down the right field line. That will be caught. And Noto's got to come back as he thought it might drop. He didn't go back and tag up. So he's going to be left at third now with 2 down.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Aiden McAllister here.
The pride of Hofstra. Somewhere Marcus Colston is watching.
You got the mascot right too. Hofstra is the pride.
I thought I remembered that correctly.
Yeah, yep, they are the pride.
The pitch. McAllister takes strike 1 right down the middle. It was so obvious our home plate umpire had to wait to make the strike call. A 1. McAllister fights it off, and it's caught by by Riley at second. And that will retire the side. Carolina Strands 1. We're through 7. Greensboro leads it 7-2. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Justin Zimmer. And it's the Carolina University product, Kobe Van Bogart on the mound. Played with Martinsville last summer. Transferred over to Carolina U to play with Kirk Cabana. And a member of the Disco Turkeys now after he put on a Disco Turkey uniform in Johnstown, PA last summer, the AAA tournament.
Yeah, let's get you his line from his season. 11 games, no starts, 1-0. 18.2 innings pitched, 28 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, 6 walks, 15 strikeouts with a 6.75 earned run average.
He threw 148 pitches in a game with Martinsville against Carolina last year that went 13 innings. First pitch. That is flared over to the right side and into the netting, a foul ball. As Greensboro leads this 7-2 in the top half of the 8th inning. Oh, 1 from Van Bogart. Right on the outside corner, strike 2. From the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Outside, misses in the dirt, 2-2. The count now to Diaz. Kuntz on deck. One, two. Foul tipped off the mask of Edwards. He's okay.
Yeah, might have clipped a little bit of Diaz there as he was kind of coming back there, kind of a little bit off the hand as well. But good to see Edwards and Diaz both okay.
One, two. Swing and a miss. He got him. Van Bogart blew the fastball right past him. 1 down. Now to bring Kuntz to the plate. Doubled off the wall out there in right field. It turned out to be a ground rule double as it bounced off the side wall and over the ground screw fencing. And that first pitch to him is a breaking ball. He's got to lean out of the way of 1-0.
Yeah, a little 1-0 pitch, a little bit on that inside edge, kind of right near the batter's box, and kind of forced Kuntz out of the way.
That's a better off-speed pitch that time. Really good slider with tailing action. Kind of a swing and miss on it, 1-1. And misses outside, 2-1 now. One. Kuntz lines that into right center. That'll get down. It's cut off in the gap and now bobbled. And that will allow Kuntz to get to second with 1 down.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about, I was out here a little bit earlier this morning on the grass, we were doing a little bit of a tarp pull. It's kind of, in some places, it's a little tough to kind of get a good grip there, and you kind of saw that a little bit there for basketball. It's a little bit kind of tougher to kind of get his footing down.
And we've seen that a few times tonight, but again, it has a lot to do with the amount of rain this field has taken, the outfield especially has taken over the past couple days. That was in there, strike 1.
I mean, that's kind of tough for the players, when you kind of have to deal with that. We've think here in Winston-Salem, I think it's been raining every day, this past week, and so it's really getting in a lot of moisture.
Misses inside, 1-1.
Speaking about rain, we have rain on the way.
It was supposed to roll in about 8 o'clock, and closer to 9 now. And 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2. One, two. Up and away, 2-2, with Greensboro leading 7-2. Here in the top half of the 8th inning. The man in scoring position and 1 out. Two. That's ripped into left, and that's going to get down and into the corner and make it an 8-2 ball game. As Reyes will stop at second, back-to-back doubles, add to the Greensboro lead, 8-2.
Yeah, it's one of those plays, we talked about kind of left field. It's kind of a little bit short, so what Smith did, kind of let the ball kind of roll back, kind of got it once it was back there by the wall, and then threw it back over. And Van Bogart's talking to the base umpire about something there.
Pinch hitting, number 10, Brad Howell.
Brad Helm on to pinch hit here. And Van Bogart, not sure what the conversation was there behind the mound, but and misses ball 1. Good spot, though.
Well, it was during while the pinch hitter was out, so probably just Van Bogart just introducing himself.
And that is lined to second. Noto knocks it down, picks it up, and will not have a play. He may have had an opportunity to get him at first there if he picked it up and threw it quick enough, but you could tell he didn't have a good enough grip on that if he threw it, it was probably going to go wide or over. So best to just eat that and hope for the double play. Got action in the Carolina bullpen now. We'll get you a name and a number as soon as we can. Van Bogart's first pitch misses, ball 1. Believe that's number 6, Andrew Poon, of the Mary Washington product.
Yeah, we saw him out here a little bit ago warming up. Not warming up, he was in the stands a little bit ago just kind of helping out with keeping score.
That's a breaking ball that's inside, 2-0 now. Two-0. Foul tipped off Coffey's foot and out of play. Coffey's got a knock in the ball game.
Yeah, got about a knock back a couple innings ago there for Coffey, and but Van Bogart, I think he's at got to be at least at third, but you have the runner on third there. Ray is taking a bit of aggressive lead.
That's up and away, 3-1. That misses ball 4, and the base is loaded with 1 out. Breaking news out of the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers have a new head coach. It's former Bucks assistant Darvin Ham. And NHL playoff update. Blues lead the Avalanche 1-0 after 1.
You got to be happy with that.
I am indeed very pleased with that for those that know me. Some may say too pleased. 0-1 the count now as that's in there. Strike one to Ryan Dickens as the lineup card flips over.
Yeah, this is, I think that this is a tough situation here for Van Bogart. You got one out, so at least you got to, ideally you want a double play, but if you can get one out and then one force out, you can get out of this jam quickly.
And coming right after him, 0-2 the count as he gets him to swing through that one. From the stretch, the 0-2. Up and away, 1-2.
Yeah, tough situation for Van Bogart.
1-2 is popped foul, back out of play. Yeah, you said it. Look out as it came back off the netting.
Lucky fan will get a lucky souvenir ball.
Well, it hit where the sweets are up top here.
Better say that about the sweets, about a floor above us. And now that ball goes.
1-2. Swung on and missed. Big second out right there as Van Bogart blows Dickens away with a fastball.
Yeah, I thought, that's kind of what he needed there. I think he needed, double play or a strikeout. And, that's kind of a good outcome there. You get a strikeout, and now you got one more out in this inning.
Needs something to kind of shift the momentum right there, and did just that.
Yeah, you hope that's what it is there.
Amato to the plate, base is loaded, 2 down. And Van Bogart steps off. First pitch. Amato lines it to short. Tough hop, but fielded cleanly by Gustafson, and they'll step on the bag to end the inning. Greensboro strands the bases loaded. Carolina still trails, though, 8-2 as we enter the bottom half of the 8th inning in Winston-Salem. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer. Carolina trying to make a 6-run comeback here in the last 2 half innings. And they'll start it against Chris Perry, number 20, the right-hander for Greensboro.
Yeah, just got to go 3 runs at a time here. Just not try to get it all, not try to do it all at one time. You just got to get 3 in the 8th, ideally, and then 3 in the 9th, and come back and get to extras and win this ball game.
That's the question is, how do you approach a situation like this, Justin, especially when you're basically a hodgepodge of guys that hasn't had a whole lot of time together, first game of summer ball, and you're thrown to the wolves against a team of experienced guys here and got a chance to make a comeback.
Well, I think this is like the big bonding exercise. I think when you're down in ball games, they're gonna see they're gonna be around each other every day, but this is like an opportunity for them that kind of all I think right now like I think when you have like a group of guys who've not played each other, I think they need like a big coming together like moment. So if you can win the first game, I think that helps get everybody easily to buy in.
Priman Breitbull that stands in and swings and misses at a lively fastball from Perry. Late on that fastball as well, but laced it right past Scott Lewis at first. Scott Kirby, I should say. A.J. Lewis is the pitching coach, who actually in his spare time, or his main profession, I should say, he's a private practice OBGYN.
Yeah, we were down in the cage earlier today. He had a C-section. He had to perform a.
I don't know if Kirk was kidding on that or not. He might have been. 0-2. Oh, look out. That got him.
That was right up in the old helmet bill.
Low chin music, but it's base runners that Carolina needs, and it's a base runner they will get to start the 8th. Caden Smith, a left fielder, steps in.
Brent, you talk about how you got to come back from a ball game. This is how you do it. Just batter at a time. Don't rush it. Patient
One base runner at a time.
Yep. Patient in the count.
Moving. Don't look at the score.
Yep.
Don't look at the outs.
Patient in the count. Just
1-0. Smith fouls that straight back. 1-1. Well, he got a good rip at that fastball, didn't he?
That was a good hit there.
Fastball up and in. He's able to fight off back to the screen. 1-2 now. The 1-2 popped up out to shallow center, and that'll be caught for out number 1 by Diaz.
Again, we talked about don't look at the scoreboard. Just deep breath. Just kind of hit. Just.
That misses outside, ball 1 to Max Gustafson. Gonna get used to that beach blonde hair of his this summer. And the smeared eye black. I love the look. 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. Breitbull getting a good lead at first, and that in the dirt nearly got him in the foot. And Breitbull will advance to second now, with still just the 1 out and a 3-0 count.
Again, that's
Gustafson.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You just need every little play. So, wild pitch, that's one way to get a play. That's one way to get a runner over to second base. And now you got a runner in scoring position. You got a base hit. You can easily get him home.
Taking all the way 3-0. It's in there for strike 1. 3-1 the count now. Swing and a miss and a big fastball that time. And now from 3-0, it goes to 3-2. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on and missed by Gustafson. 2 down. bring Dino Thorpe back up to the plate.
At bat, first baseman, 13, Dino Clark.
See if he can come through with a runner in scoring position here and 2 down. First pitch to him's in the dirt, ball 1. Aiden Edwards would be next if Dino can reach. Greensboro leading 8-2. 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Argoats. That's right there, strike 1, 1-1 the count. 2 runs, 3 hits, and an equal 2 errors for Carolina. One. Breaking ball taken low, 2-1.
Again, they're doing a good job kind of working the count through. You know, it's about 2-1 counts out. You know, you could easily take here.
Big fastball swung on and missed, 2-2.
That was a power swing right there. You kind of saw he kind of got his foot down and then he just swung it. Try not to hit my mic next time on that swing, but just swung right through it. See, this is why we need a camera up here for the game.
We do. For antics all summer.
I don't know if it's antics, but you and I we stand up, we fist bump, high
We do
five.
broadcaster things.
Yes.
We'll just call them that. Demonstrations, if you will. Full count. Swing and a miss by Dino. Down he goes, and down go the Disco Turkeys in the 8th. Carolina continues to trail 8-2. 9th inning coming up.
Welcome back up to Disco Turkey Baseball. New pitcher Andrew Poon on the mound. This is scouting report here. He's got fastball, curveball. He's going to do that curveball we talked about a little earlier. Going to be 11-5 shape. And back in with the play-by-play. Here's Brett Wiseman.
It'll be interesting to see what we see from the Mary Washington University product.
Yeah, curveball, changeup, fastball, his repertoire.
Well, a good little 3-pitch mix out of the bullpen. And the first pitch. That's right there, strike 1. That's right there, strike 2. I can't quite tell who this is at the plate. It might be a new number.
Yeah, I think it is. Looks to be.
That's popped back foul. That's number 9, Josh Sweeney, that is at the plate. Oh, 2. Sweeney swings and misses at a breaking ball. 1-2-3. He goes. 1 out. Eight-2 Greensboro lead, 1 down here, top 9. Big rip at that one by another pinch hitter. Nope, excuse me, that's not another pinch hitter. That's just Luke Wilhelm, who swings and misses for strike 1. Thought it was a 48 on the 49 on the back of the jersey. Big rip again, and Poon threw that fastball so hard he blew his hat off.
He's got the locks. I mean, that, really just right there. That was, we talked about that fastball. Clock's in about mid-80s.
Oh, 2. Outside, 1-2.
I think he's lost his head on every pitch.
I think he might do what Chase Locklear did last year. Chase Locklear's first outing with Carolina lost his hat pretty much after every pitch, and about the 4th batter he faced, he gave up and threw it back towards the dugout. 1-2. Foul back, and Wilhelm will stay alive.
I mean, when you have the locks and you can throw that fast, I think you can do it.
You're allowed to.
Yeah,
you're allowed to.
You get away with it.
Here's a 1-2. Foul straight back again. He's got the velo, Justin. It's
enough velo takes the hat off. I mean, that's.
We start to learn more and more about this pitching staff throughout the year. 1-2 pitch. Right there, got him looking. Right down the pipe, and Wilhelm couldn't do anything with it. 2 down.
And the Disco Turkeys need a shutdown inning. Poon right now is really heading towards 1.
Poon, velo, not just on the arm side. He ran a 7.66 in the 60-yard dash, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some speed, got some athleticism. I think he was a dual player. I think he played pitcher and a little bit of infield as well.
You can see him out there on the mound. He kind of works with that longer range arm action. Slight stab on the backside of it. He really fleshes it out to present that arm speed make it look faster than what he's throwing it with, which is, as you said, mid to high 80s. And it's an 0-1 count as he gets the call there on the outside corner to Reyes.
Yeah, Baseball Report, the last time they measured his pitches, its fastball was averaging about 85, curveball about 69.
Oh, look out. Reyes swung and missed and lost to Shillelagh.
I remember a Nats game I went to, about 2013 opening day. Identity Heckaviyara, same scenario. Swings and misses, the bats goes flying. Third base dugout bangs off. I almost got a bat out of it. So it happens. I mean, that's the thing.
See, that's one of those situations. Yeah, either you need more pine tar or Reyes needs a new bat.
Yeah, and he's
Riley, I should say.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the
yeah,
pine
there
tar.
we go. There's the pine tar stick. There we go.
And that happens a lot. I mean,
it does.
Because like a wood bat, like it's not like the metal bat where I don't have a demonstration for this, but like
batting gloves don't help as much
right
as they do with a metal bat because a lot of times those metal bats come with pre-made grips.
Right, the grip's a lot more. Like the best way I can describe it for those at home, it's like two-way tape.
Right.
And you can easily get your bat, you can easily get your two hands up there, lock them in. When you get to that wood bat, what happens is it's a lot more slicker, right? And so as the game goes on, you get sweaty, your grip on that bat gets loose. So sometimes when guys are swinging, it's not that they hit the bat, it's just the grip's getting looser. But So, and he has a little bit of tape on that bat, but just need a little more of that pine tar.
Need some lizard skins on
Yeah.
there. That's lined into shallow center, and Dion Tubbs will have to have it drop in front of him, and it'll be a base hit for Riley. So a 2-out knock for the Yard Goat second baseman.
I will say those uniforms on Greensboro are pretty nice. The Yard Goats across the other. I mean, the Disco Trick uniforms also, though, are awesome. Love.
As we know, but the Yard Goat's going with the American flag numbers on the
Yeah.
back. Taken after the Hartford Yard Goats.
Rockies double, I believe, still.
Speaking of the Rockies, they had their first pitch misses in the dirt. City Connect uniforms by Nike revealed
Those were great.
earlier today. Very, very Coors Light looking.
Yeah, I mean that is my leader in the clubhouse for the best City Connect. That and the Cubs. I like those unis.
As a Cardinals fan, I must object from the comment on the Cubs one because it cannot be said on television when kids are watching. That is a wild pitch that goes to the backstop and allows Riley to move to second.
Yeah, we're not in safe harbor yet.
Yeah, we are not in safe harbor hours. You listen in FCC class.
I mean, my professor might be listening tonight, so gotta.
Well, hopefully, my professor from said class is not listening because I did not listen. As that's hit well out to left, back it goes at the wall. It's going to bounce off the wall. Riley will score, and it's going to be a double for Diaz, an RBI double at that to extend the lead to 9-2.
Again, that's one of those tough plays to field there, as you see there on the camera. You have that LED scoreboard back there. So as Smith's kind of running back, you're trying to manage the distance between the ball and how much room you have with the board. So sometimes you have to let that drop because the room's not as big. There's not as much room as you want.
Yeah, it's almost deceptive in that aspect of it where it looks like you have more room than you actually do when you try and go back and feel for that wall because that screen kind of juts out. And 1-1 the count now to Kuntz.
And yeah, I remember playing a little bit of outfield. That was always one of the problems I had was you have to kind of judge the space. I played outfield and infield, so I kind of learned both sides. But when you're back out there, you kind of have to at least make that assessment. And fans are always like, "Oh, why can't they catch it?" That's why. You're just trying to judge the space that you have.
1-2 the count to Kuntz. Boone from the stretch. Checking the runner at second. And the 1-2. Foul back again. Stays alive. One, two. Swung on and missed. Poon gets the strikeout and out of the inning. Carolina trails 9-2 now. Bottom of the ninth. Last bat coming up. We're back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman, Justin Zimmer, alongside you all summer long here on the Carolina Disco Turkey YouTube channel. Turks trailing this one 9-2, bottom half of the ninth inning. Bottom of the order due up as the Yard Goats trying to finish off the win here and send the Turkeys home 0-1 here on opening night. Tomorrow night, tonight's non-disco demolition night. Tomorrow night, Catterday Night Fever. You've heard of Bark in the Park, but get ready for Catterday Night Fever. Bring your cats to the ballpark. They must be on a leash or in a carrier.
Yeah, you don't want a, fighter running around on the
Yeah, best to not have Garfield running around on the field. Or that famous clip from the Mariners in the 80s of the Kingdom, the stray cat got out there. Happened to the Cardinals, too, a few years ago. It was a 10-minute delay to get the cat captured. So it's 2-0 count, now a 2-1 count on Aiden Edwards.
So if you're going to bring your cat, just keep it away from the outfield.
No, keep it attached to something that's close to you.
Yeah, that too.
In the Cardinals' case, though, much like the Seattle incident, the groundskeeper was bit multiple times. Oh, hey, Christian Avi. Remember the media team last year chiming in? He's ready for Catterday Night Fever tomorrow night as Edwards in the air to center. That's deep. That's going to get down and hit off the base of the wall. Edwards hustling for second. He's in there with a leadoff double. But as we were saying, who knows? There might be a rally cat in the house tomorrow night as there was for St. Louis. The cat was captured, bit the groundskeeper about 8 times. Poor guy. And then next batter, Yadier Molina hit a grand slam against the Royals. So that cat was forever known as the rally cat. Years before that, of course, the Cardinals had the rally squirrel. So a history of wildlife. That's outside ball one to Christian Ezel, his first at-bat. Another returnee. The Brevard College product, the third catcher on the roster for Carolina.
And we've seen all three.
That would foul back.
We've seen all three tonight, so that's a good sign that you at least get to see everybody in like the first game. At least
we'll see all three of them hit.
Yeah.
And we saw what Edwards can do defensively behind the plate. One. Takes outside 2-1. And Christian Avi, good point there in the chat. If we know anything about these guys, they love to bounce back. And that was what was the case a lot of last summer, was a lot of resiliency. 2-1, big swing and a miss, 2-2.
And I think that's something that you want in a ball club, especially Brent, especially in the summer when you're playing like 50 games, like 30 to 50 games. You're going to have rough nights, but I remember talking to the Marshall baseball coach, Jeff Wagner, beginning of the season, same college baseball, 50-game season. You got to be in playoff mode every game, so you have to be able to bounce back, and you have to have a group of resilient guys in the locker room.
Ezel fouls that one off to stay alive. It takes outside, ball 3-2. Way to work the count here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're down by 7 runs of Bolo, you got to just work the count. Let the inning come to you. Just don't force it.
And Ezel swings and misses at that one. Strike 3. 1 down. And in steps Nicholas Noto. He had that triple his first time up.
I mean, that was a pretty good, great line drive over over into about that corner out in the left center, and, and that was a big hit in the bottom of the seventh.
And again, we still haven't seen all position players. There's 3 High Point Panthers who are still alive in the Big South tournament, where Noto's Sanford Bulldogs are also out of. He fouls that one back. Josh Delorier, who came over as a member of the High Toms, High Point Thomasville High Toms last year. We have a delay here and a conversation with our umpiring crew. I think Noto's actually going to first base here. So I believe catcher's interference might have been called originally, and now they've waved that off. You don't see that every day. They picked up the flag.
Yeah, one of the things we talk about, with guys still playing, Brent, I just want to build off of that for a second. You talk about chemistry. So these guys have to build chemistry throughout the summer, but it's kind of difficult when you have guys coming in through, you got a couple guys like kind of still fighting for a chance to win their conference and play in the NCAA tournament or the NBI in baseball.
You got Delorier and then Cameron Lee coming over.
You also got team banquets and all that fun stuff as well.
That pitch in the dirt, and it'll allow Edwards to move up to third here with 1 out.
We can prove you tomorrow night. I mean, you come in, you're playing a good you're playing a team tomorrow night with.
Noto pops that one up on the infield and dropped. Amato botches it. Allows Edwards to score. Noto's on at first on the error. Well, his batting average might be 500 right now, but his on-base percentage is 1,000.
He's 6 for the boys and girls at home keeping score. I mean, that's kind of one of those, like when those bright lights come down.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's a tough play in the lights right there, especially in a ballpark you're not used to if you're Amato. Here's Dion Tubbs.
And it's not like you come here like every other week to play. It's not like...
It's more of a one-off for these guys as it was the last time they played here last year.
So it's basically come in, make the adjustments, play.
It's not like you can warm up when it's dark. I want to know the count to Dion. Outside corner call, strike 1. (2-0) as Dion chokes up on the bat. Or 1-1, I should say. Now 2-1. Noto the lead at first. Tubbs takes inside. Now 3-1. He's still with only 1 down here. You look at that Kingsman roster. There's a lot of talent on it. We'll see it tomorrow night. Dion Tubbs, a walk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of like this roster in a sense. You got some D1 guys, some D2 guys. So this and we're gonna see the Kingsmen a lot. We're gonna see a lot of these teams in the SCBL a lot this season. So even though tonight it's a rough night, but you just got to get up in the morning and get ready. You got a team that you're going to see a lot of in the season.
2 on, 1 out.
You know, a lot of D1 guys on that roster tomorrow night, but
Misses up and away to McAllister, 2-0. Big rip at the 2-0. He didn't get it, 2-1. Gotta like the aggressiveness, though, ahead in the count like that.
yeah, I mean, you know, at this point, we talk about trying to come back. You just got to go every play, just go 100%, just try to, you know, again, these are crucial bats. I mean, these count towards our average.
2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Pulled off of it.
You know, we talk about like a young guy like McAllister, you know, freshman, you know, going to be an incoming freshman. These are the opportunities that he can kind of begin that growth and maturity process, make the transition to college ball a lot easier.
And McAllister swings and misses at that. 2 down, and now Carolina down to their final out of the evening, trailing 9-3. They got 1 here in the 9th, but 6 more to get. And 1 out left to do it with. See if Perman Breakbull can get a hold of one here. Perman takes strike 1, outside corner breaking ball. And a good one at that. Good overhand movement. Swing and a miss, up and in, 2-2, and the Disco Turkeys down to their final strike this evening. Oh, 2. Strike 3 called, outside corner, ball game. Carolina falls here on opening night, 9-3 at the hands of the Greensboro Yard Goats. We'll see you back here same time tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern Time, here from Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Thank you all for sticking with us despite the issues with the scoreboard and the technical issues. Thank you all for sticking with us. Justin, tremendous job on your first broadcast here with the Disco Turkeys. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Turks and Kingsmen, 6:30, and Carolina will try and move to 500. One more time, the final, Greensboro Yard Goats 9, Carolina Disco Turkeys 3. This has been Carolina Disco Turkeys Baseball on the Disco Turkey YouTube channel.